All right. Somebody asked, once the injections possibly become mandatory, what is the best way to resist, quote, authority figures? First of all, the best way to resist it right now is putting the truth out about the non-infectivity. You could even quote their own studies in the National Institutes of Health and that are publicly released on PubMed, that there is no asymptomatic transmission. It's publicly acknowledged even by their own scientific institutions. They tried to infect 455 individuals with SARS-CoV-2 and they could not do it, could not accomplish it. But you won't hear about that in the nightly news. You won't hear about that in the mainstream papers. You won't hear about that in the mainstream magazines. You won't hear about that on the mainstream websites. No, people will just ignore that one. Oh, they're telling you the truth over here, but here, don't worry about this peer-reviewed journal. No, it's a cherry-picking operation for their agenda. And guess what? You have people even in the so-called truth community insisting, no, they lied to us about Iraq. They lied to us about 9/11. They lied to us about all of this other shit. But this one, they care about us and they're telling us the truth. Fucking naive children who don't know how it works and don't understand how the cult operates. Because, deep down inside, you know what those people are? They never really got it. It's a shame. They brought their religion into the truth. I'm looking right at, a lot of people know who I'm talking about, and there's a lot of you. There's not one or two. There's like thousands of you. And I'm pointing right at you, and I'm talking right at you. At you. Not even to you at this point. I'm talking at you. You brought your religion into the truth, and it's not welcome. And you're going to suffer as a result. Not from my hands. You're going to suffer because you went down the path of falseness. You went down the path of deception. Your vision got clouded by fear. Punk little boy and girl. You got punked. You got bitched. You got played, son. You got played, little girl. Your ego's in the way. You can't admit it to yourself or anybody else. But you're punked, bitched, and played. And you're going to suffer as a result until you can admit you were wrong, and then maybe you'll go back on the path of truth and continue up the mountaintop. But guess what? The best way of dealing with this is don't be apologetic to people. Don't let them control the narrative, and don't let them spread false information for others to believe. And I don't mean physically don't let them. I mean we have to make the truth a resoundingly loud chorus by putting this information out there to all. How many people are doing that? How many people are doing it unafraid? How many people are doing it forcefully? Not violently, but saying, it's going out, you're not stopping me, you're not going to change my worldview by my actual understanding with your worldview with bullshit belief. I have knowledge based on accurate understanding of true data that is out there by assembling all the grammar, the pieces of knowledge, and understanding them and weeding out the logical inconsistencies and coming to an understanding of how it works, and then I'm putting that out there. That's a true worldview based on knowledge. Other people listen to bullshit liars on the mainstream media, have no understanding, have done no actual accurate research themselves, and they have a bullshit worldview based on ill information, an ill-read, uninformed opinion. And a dumb dunce like that is not going to inform my well-informed, knowledgeable understanding with their bullshit, non-knowledgeable opinion. Your bullshit opinion based on your feelings is not as good as my hard-won knowledge that is meticulously weeded through with the trivium process. So you're not going to tell me I don't know what I know and you have a better understanding based on your bullshit opinion given to you by known liars that you've grafted onto and said, well, that's good enough for me because I'm a dumb shit for brains idiot. You will not tell me I must believe what you currently believe, or you will strip my rights as a result of me not capitulating to your worldview and your worldview violence. And that's the attitude we need to take with these people. Not back off. Not back down. The more you back down, the more you're going to embolden and embrazen these people. And guess what? If we can't do it through words, it's going to have to be done with physical repercussions in the form of self-defense. Because you don't own my body and I'm not your fucking slave. And you're not going to put a mask on me. You're not going to put a fucking needle in my arm. And if you do, you'll be met with incredibly harmful physical resistance through self-defense. You want to play that game? You're going to win really, really impressive, silly prizes brought on by yourself. And guess what? Maybe that means I go, and I've said it before, then I go. So be it. Then I'll sing my warrior song and go to that place wherever it leads, but I've lived in righteousness and truth. You will not coerce me, and you will not own me. And you will certainly not bring my behavior into harmful compliance. Because I know what the truth is, and you do not. And when it comes time to be ready to go, we'll see who's more prepared. Look me right in the eye. See if I'm fucking playing. And see if I don't actually know that I'm more prepared than you to go. Let's look each other right in the eyes and take a moment. See who's more prepared. See if I'm playing. Yeah, you'll know. You'll know when the time comes. That's all I'm saying, folks. And you better get ready psychologically and physically for that eventuality. Because the boomstick's going to be coming out pretty soon. All the boomsticks going to be coming out. You think these things are a game? You think all these protests, you think it's a child's game? Holding up signs and bullhorns. You don't know what's coming. What's coming when the time comes, you won't see protests. You'll see real opposition. And everybody will know it then. You know, it won't be people throwing some bricks through windows in some stores in center cities of cities across this country. You'll know it when it comes. Yeah, and most people will be checking out of this planet on day one. Little shits. You'll be shitting your pants and checking out on the first 24 hours. That's what'll happen. Okay? So that's going to be how resistance to authority figures are going to it's going to eventually go if we don't wise the fuck up.